What if failure isn't a setback, but the key to your greatest success? Today, I'm going to walk you through 7 incredible advantages of rebuilding after failure, from cultivating a growth mindset to challenging the status quo. And I'll share my own journey along the way so you can turn what feels like failure into a powerful advantage for your life and business. Let's go. When you fail, you stand at a serious crossroads. You can be beaten, defeated, stay down, I'm not going to try again. But on the other side is one of the greatest advantages in your life. You have learned serious lessons. And after all the pain, maybe the disappointment, the guilt, the shame, you now know that failure is not the end at all. It is one of the most crucial stepping stones in your next chapter. 2 years ago, my business completely failed. I found myself in 27,000 British pounds of debt. And at that point, I really could have just fell down, laid down and quit. But I truly feel that universe, God, put that moment in my life for a reason, because there was many things that I had to learn. I had to learn how to respect myself more. I had to learn how to manage money more. And I needed to remember who I really was, because I was trying to be many things to many people. It was wearing me thin. It was running me down, but it has changed everything. And I'm now more self-assured of myself. I love my business and I feel purposeful every morning that I wake up, and you can too. So the first advantage is definitely that you are going to gain a growth mindset. And once you lock in, there's going to be no stopping you. Number 2 is emotional intelligence. I've always said that being an entrepreneur is one of the best personal development courses that you can put yourself on. You're going to experience the highs, you're going to experience the lows, you are going to experience the extreme edges of emotions, questioning why, how, what, when. And when you do inevitably fail, you are going to be able to handle future challenges like a total pro. These obstacles are a gift in disguise. So get your training boots on and your leadership skills will skyrocket. Number 3, you're going to gain adaptability. We are living now in an incredibly fast-paced world. It wasn't like the old days where you did one job and that was it and happy ever after. It's a very exciting time to be alive, I think. I think we have more opportunities than ever. And on one hand, I know it can be very overwhelming for people. People naturally are not so inclined to change. But if you put on your water goggles, strap yourself in, and trust in the process, you are gonna have the best roller coaster ride of your life. Back in 2019, I had been travel blogging full-time professionally for 5 years at that point. And it was the most amazing career. I traveled to so many countries, I had so many experiences, and I really gained a lot of perspectives and stories to help me learn who I was. That's why I even started traveling in the first place. I wanted to know who I was, what I was capable of, what I could do. And through travel, I absolutely gained that. Yet in 2019, I really hit a brick wall. I did lose myself. There was at a point where I was in a destination in one of the most beautiful places and I felt nothing. And I knew at that point that I was burnt out, had completely become numb to the beautiful gifts that were in front of me, and that something had to drastically change. But 1 month before COVID hit, I decided to step away from travel blogging and go back to my psychology roots. And what a good idea that was. People thought I was nuts for quitting travel blogging. And yes, sometimes I do look back on it, because now I see my friends post-COVID and they're thriving so much again in the travel world. But I know that this was my path. I had to go back to psychology. I just felt this deeper yearning. How can you adapt to the world that you are in right now? Maybe you have been in one profession for a long time and you're just ready for a completely new chapter. Or maybe like me, you have dabbled in many different industries. And as AI comes in, as the workforce changes at such a fast rate, you have got to keep your eyes, ears, and intuition open to what is next, because the ones that do are going to thrive. In each defeat, find your feet and listen to the intuition within you, because any failure that you face is not a full stop. It is a comma to your next chapter. This is where I get excited about failure. Your best business ideas are going to come from at least 2 ingredients. When you combine 2 ordinary things into something unique, then you have a unique thing to sell. And this is where the failure flip came from. I repeatedly kept failing in life, and I realized that it's actually one of my superpowers. Failing is one of the things that I'm very good at. And with my psychology background and all of my training in hypnotherapy, I was like, why do I not start talking about how much I believe in the power of failure and help people that have been in business and not done so good with that try again, not give up. So what backgrounds do you have in different industries or professions that you can combine together to create the best next recipe in this world? Number 5 is realizing your unique gifts and powers. I believe that all of us are born with a toolkit in our hands that not everybody gets. We each have our unique tools in that box, and failure is going to show you very quickly what you are actually good at, and it's going to show you your limits. So maybe you have been trying to attempt something again and again and again, and you haven't given up, but you've tried and tried, and guess what? You've realized, oh, hang on a minute, I actually don't even enjoy doing this, or it feels like there's so much friction when I'm trying to accomplish this task. So when you fail, you realize what maybe was not meant for you, or what you should keep going at to just get better at. You will know, your body will tell you, your intuition will tell you. I was questioning myself, like, do I really actually know what I want? Am I just a crazy vagabond that's been traveling all around the world for 15 years and actually doesn't know what she wants? When you start to step back and look at the patterns amongst all the things that you've done, you start to realize about what matters to you and what you can give to the world. The 6th advantage of failing is relatability. I'm very happy to see this happening now in the business world with entrepreneurs. I think people felt so pressured to look perfect. I mean, Kate, when you went for a job interview, maybe you wore a suit. Now millionaires can just walk around in tracksuits if they want. It's no problem. Comfy person, comfy life, easygoing mind, all good. When you fail, don't hide it, because people are going to connect to you so much quicker if you keep it real, if you keep it authentic. Instagram, the highlight reel, I feel that really hurt people in many different ways. So many women felt that they had to keep up appearances, constantly show a happy face, look like they were polished 100% of the time. But you and I know that that is not real life. So what has happened to you that you can be brave about and share with the world? Because the quicker that you feel more comfortable with doing that, the quicker it's going to help your business. Do not be shy about sharing. This is a little tip for you here. If it feels that you are speaking from a place of power, then it's definitely the right time to talk about it. If you feel that you are sharing from a place of pain, give yourself a little bit more time. Connection or authenticity builds trust, and that is a great thing to have in your business. Especially in the coaching world, it can be a little wild west out there. People can get a certificate and yet have no experience to back it up. People can say that they can deliver a service, but are they doing the work on themselves too? You will see here in my videos that I openly admit I'm doing the work as you're doing the work. And I feel a good, true leader, that's what they should do. If I am present for it and show up for it, then it's going to make me a better guide for you. When I failed 2 years ago in my business, I openly talked about it on social media, and people were actually quite shocked. They said, I thought you were doing fine. Really? I can't believe you're in this much debt. I had been hiding my problems from myself for so long. My money problems, my relationship problems, my problems with boundaries. Eventually it did come crashing down. So be bold, be brave, own what has happened to you and use it as the fuel for your fire, because failure is amazing fuel for your fire. And advantage number 7 is that you can start to challenge the status quo and finally find your true purpose. I'm going to go a little renegade now. We are sold a blueprint for life that is very cookie cutter, and that blueprint is definitely not for everybody. I quit my job as a psychologist at the age of 25, and it was because I was so miserable with what I had achieved and been told would make me happy. I studied hard, I went to university, I got a job immediately after, I was living in a nice place, I had a great boyfriend, but I was miserable. And I was confused because I had done everything that I had been told to do and it still wasn't working out. It was a pure hand of fate that I met a girl on a train and I got chatting to her, and she had just got back from India teaching English. I was mesmerized with her stories of how she was thriving and what she was doing. And by the time I got off that train, I decided, that's it, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to go and travel too. And I did. Within 3 months, I had sold everything and I was teaching English in South Korea. The best decision of my life. And yeah, I was going to say it was difficult to leave the UK, but it wasn't. But you really have to be bold in those moments of your life where you completely decide to change the trajectory of the path that you are on. Because my parents, they openly said, we're disappointed in you. You've worked so hard in psychology and now you're just going to quit. That was a little bit of a hard pill to swallow, but still I stuck by my guns and I left, and thank goodness that I did. So what is it about society that you don't like and that you don't agree with? I know within you that there are things that you really want to bring out in your life. There are passions, desires that you may have been suppressing for too long. So what are you going to do about it? The more that you bottle up that energy, the more that you bottle up your authentic self, that's going to cause dis-ease in your mind, in your body and your soul. And my worst nightmare is to be on my deathbed and have regrets about not fully living my life. So what matters to you? If you haven't failed yet, but you're thinking of failing, good for you. We can fail forward. And when you break the mold of what you've been in for so long, then you find the gold. Every setback is just a setup for your comeback. And now you have these 7 essential ingredients to move forward with after failure. You've got the growth mindset, the unique experiences that can combine into an amazing business idea. You have the emotional intelligence, the adaptability. You have the authenticity and relatability. You will realize your power, you will realize your gifts, and you will finally be able to reclaim the true path that has always been yours and that you may have been scared to set on before. But now is the time, and let's do it. If you are interested in diving even further into what your purpose is, how you are meant to do business, what you are actually meant to do business in and who with, then I recommend that you check out the map. It is one of my one-on-one offers, and I will look at your unique energy to see what your success blueprint is. You can find out more in the link below. And don't forget to subscribe, and I would love to hear what you think failure has given you. Let's flip it. I'm going to link to 2 videos for you. The first one is about connecting with your emotions, because that's going to really help you with your emotional intelligence. And the second one is I'm a failure and I'm proud of it. I'm going to be talking about how failure has helped me in my business and what it can give you too. And remember, dear changemaker, you haven't failed, you've been forged.